Hello, everybody. Arturo Johnson here. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you one of our newest students to join the AUM program, Greg Jones. And Greg is a life insurance agent, and he has a unique story. And so I just wanted to share that with you. So Greg currently has a full-time position, and he is doing this on the side. And so what we were able to do, and what you will be able to learn if you stay to the end of this video, is how Greg was able to set to have 15 leads and over 8 appointments to come in, and to be able to creep up on the leaderboard for this week, and why Greg is smiling and excited for Monday, which is normally dial day for him, and how he has, 5 appointments back to back, and he is so excited about this. And so if you stay to the end of this video, you'll get to learn the step-by-step process that Greg was able to implement when joining the program, and hear some of his results. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. Thank you guys for hopping on with us. Today we have Greg Jones from Family First Life. Greg, would you do us a favor and share with us a little bit about you, where you're from, and a little bit about your business?
Okay, yeah, I'm in the Las Vegas area. I've been working with Family First now for about 6 months. Started right when the pandemic kind of took hold. I got my license about a week later. Everything kind of shut down, so I came in kind of gingerly with that in mind, but yeah, I'm here in the Las Vegas area, and I primarily work on final expense. So that's about where I am with it right now.
Got it. And can you share with me, before we started working together, kind of what your days look like, as far as when you're doing this part? Because I know you're doing something part-time and full-time, but just specifically on this end, can you share a little bit about how your days look?
Yeah, typically, like I do it part-time, but typically my normal activity were Monday and Thursday, with what we would call dial days, and we try to run appointments on Tuesday, Wednesday, as well as Friday and Saturday. So, being that I have a full-time position and doing this part-time, I try to focus on Monday and Thursday being my dial days, and needless to say, I made quite a few dials during those times. With not a whole lot of success, some success, but basically just trying to follow what they instructed me to do. So I did that for the longest, and it had its ups and downs, but I just couldn't find consistency in that method for me, as far as the way my routine worked out.
Got it. And so, how did you come across me, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How did you come across me, or how did you find out about me?
I actually had seen you. I guess in the business that I'm in, I started getting a lot of ads popping up on my Facebook page and different avenues like that. And I'd seen you a few times, and I've seen a lot of things a few times, and I had, I don't know, just one of these mornings, I listened to your video, and it really struck me as something that would be interesting, so I looked into it, and actually one of the people that contacted me from your organization was a guy that actually is working with Family First. So I think that was my main attraction when I saw him speaking on it. I knew that we were in the same industry, and I felt like I could relate to him, and I spoke to him about it, and everything he said kind of fit right into what I was looking for. So it made good sense. I had tried one other before you, actually, that was completely different than what I'm experiencing now. As a matter of fact, I even got my money back from that one. After a couple of weeks, they were not holding true to what they had told me. So it just didn't make a lot of sense, and they had offered to give me money back. And so I kept looking, and, came across you guys about a month later.
So what were some things that you were looking for, that you were looking for in the other person, or in this opportunity when you hopped on a call with us? What were you specifically looking for at the time?
For me, it was really kind of maximizing or being extremely efficient with what time I did have to dedicate to this. I've been licensed for a while, but I just, kind of made it my mindset to really take a concerted effort to get what I could out of this industry. And I knew for me, and, I have other agent friends that are in the business that are doing well, extremely well by the Monday and Thursday dial period. But I knew with me, in my lifestyle and what I was trying to accomplish at my age, I just needed something extremely efficient, and that I could see that was scalable to me, as far as my efforts were concerned. And so, like I said, the conversation I had with Eric really made a lot of sense. As far as what I was looking for, with the consistency, the efficiency, the fact that I could kind of set the times that I want to be available to this business, and knew at that point that I would have some work to do during those times instead of spinning my wheels. So it just, so far it just really worked out really nicely.
Got it. Yeah. And can you speak to some of those things that, when you say spinning your wheels, can you kind of speak to some of those things that you were kind of dealing with on those Mondays and Thursdays, and a little bit about that process?
Wow. Yeah. I'm not, to kind of go back to what I do, I'm on the phone a lot at my full-time job, so I in my job, I'm on the phone a lot. So when I came to doing this on dial days, I'm not scared of the phones or anything like that, but it was just the different dynamic that I had when I made these calls. It was either a lot of hangups, or it was just, a lot of calls for, to me, a little bit of success. There was nothing to hear of Monday and Thursday consisted of 8-hour dial days to get, 5, 10, 20 appointments over the next 2 days. And I just didn't have that. I knew I didn't have that kind of time going in. So, where I would put in maybe 4 hours and sometimes get 6 to 8 appointments over those next 2 days, and then maybe 3 or 4 of those, and those shows, it just kind of, it just didn't work with with the time slots that I had available to really, make this prosperous. So, I didn't give up, obviously. I was just kind of looking for a better way to do it that fit my lifestyle.
Got it. Yeah, thanks. And so would you mind sharing a little bit of I know you've only been in the program right at a week or so?
Yeah, right. Well, I think today is like my 9th day, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, would you mind just sharing a little bit about, the results and how things are going for you so far?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, like I said, I think my ad started running Saturday, a week ago. And ever since then, I've literally gotten anywhere from 4 to 5 appointments a day. Well, I'll say 4 to 5 people that click for me to either reach out to them, or even better than that, they've actually set an appointment for me to call them. And
so they book themselves.
They book themselves, exactly. And even some of them, I didn't realize this. Again, being so new to this, I'm finding something out every day. I actually had a consultation with Eric mid last week to kind of get a gauge of where I was and what I might be doing wrong. And I realized that I was actually setting my calendar up, too far, giving them too many days in advance. So even this past week, when I had the majority of my bookings, a lot of them weren't there when I called, but then I sent them an email or text them, and they called me right back to set up, today or Monday, because they just literally forgot. And right. So, which was, that kind of surprised me. But this is, like I said, I've consistently had about 4 to 5 clicks coming in per day that they're either booking or giving me a chance to give them a call shortly after they, book the click on my ad.
Right. And so you spoke with Earl, and he helped you set up your calendar to not let it drift too far, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And so,
and since I've changed that, like I said, I got 7 appointments over the next 2 days. All on my calendar.
Right. And you didn't have to cold call or door knock or any of that, right?
No, sir. Not at all.
And
I did say Eric, didn't I? meant to say Earl. I knew I was saying it wrong when it came out of my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but there's also another dynamic in there, though, right? What's the dynamic of the people that you're speaking to, right? When you're hopping on the phone with them?
Well, just like yesterday, I'm trying to actually do this and stay home, do this over the phone, which I was not doing when I first, came in with Family First. I was there, booking appointments and going out, traveling over town or doing whatever. But, I'm trying to hone this in where I can really, sharpen my skills and do all over the telephone. And one of the appointments I had yesterday was at 3 o'clock, and at 4 o'clock, I had 900 AP on the board, and it was just, I just asked her what attracted her to answer my ad, and she laid out all the things that I needed to, turn her into a customer or, an insured customer. So it was simple. They knew exactly what they were looking for. All I had to do was facilitate, guide her down the track to get what she wanted. And it was probably the easiest customer that I've had since I've been in the business. Even the one before that, even though the one before that, I went and saw her because she was local. And I just, I wanted to get, she had some things that I felt like would be better for me to be face to face. But going over there, I knew that it was going to be a deal again. We had talked on the phone prior. She had booked an appointment. We talked. And I just felt like she'd be better served if I was there with her in person. I could have walked her through it over the phone, but I just felt she would be better served. And sure enough, that, 2 deals came down yesterday that was just really, really simple. Really simple.
So these people they know who you are. They're receptive to you and open, and they reached out to you, right? They booked themselves, or they raised their hand and say, give me a call.
Exactly. And even some of them, when they've gone as far as to book the appointment on my Calendly link, there's a section in there that could say if they have any questions. And both of the ladies that I, helped out yesterday, they actually had questions. The one that I went and saw in person, which is the reason I did, she had an 85-year-old mother that she said, hey, can you help my mom too? So I knew she needed help, and then she was also inquiring for her mom. And same thing with the other customer I had yesterday. I can't remember her exact question, but it was a question that I just knew that they were looking forward to my call.
Got it. Yeah, and today's Monday, so there's going to be a bunch of agents making a ton of dials today that are probably stressed out. And yeah, exactly, stressed out and worrying from last night going into today. And they're thinking the same thing you were a week ago, right? They're looking for that system, something that actually works too, right? And so, what would you say to them, because they're going to see this and they're thinking, man, if I could just get a system like what Greg has, is that even true? Because this just sounds too good to be true. But what would you say to them?
If they've been doing it diligently, I have a friend that I talk to pretty much every day, the guy that got me in the business. He knows what I'm doing. He's still making the dials Mondays and Thursdays. And he's super excited about my success so far. It's just one of those things. If you're in this business and you're treating it as a business and not a hobby, then, obviously invested in yourself to be able to do this, I think to me, it's kind of a no-brainer, so to speak. That's too good to be true. Well, the only way you can really find that out is to get in and see for yourself. And that's the attitude that, oh man, this sounds too good. Well, I had to, put my money on Rothers and find out. So it was an easy decision for me because everything laid out, as far as what I was looking for. I knew what I was doing now, prior to this, I knew what I was doing. I knew that wasn't fitting me. And like I said, it's all about what fits you individually. So I think for me, this is the best system that I could have to know now what this future seriously holds for me. I mean, I'm super excited about what's going forward.
Got it. And so, now with having this system, and you look back into what you were kind of doing before, transition, could you go back to doing what you were doing before, to making those dials every single day?
Could I go back?
Yeah.
No. No, I mean, no. I don't like self-inflicted pain. No way. I can't. No, I mean, literally, that's laughable. No, I'm telling you, I haven't stressed this whole week. And I'm not one that typically stresses, but there's a certain amount of stress coming to where you got to get on the phones and you just kind of you're crossing your fingers. I mean, because it is a crapshoot. The more calls you make, I mean, it's a numbers game as it is in this industry or any kind of sales industry. It's a numbers game, but when you can limit those numbers and get some quality numbers on your behalf, it changes the game. It really does.
Yeah.
So no,
So
I wouldn't be going back to that method now.
right. And so I guess the last thing is speaking to that approach where, you sound excited, right? So that's the thing is like you look at the business in a different light. It's like there's a shift, or like this you hit the switch and this lights went on, right? Because people are interested in what you do, right? And they're receptive over the phone. You're not convincing people to not hang up and all these things. So can you just speak a little bit to how your day feels different on Monday, right? Today is Monday, right? Yeah. On Monday, when you're looking forward to, having a good week last week with getting some business on, but still having till Wednesday, right, to write something to get on the leaderboard this week and kind of get September off to a fast start, right? You get excited about starting the day, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, typically, like, I would be getting my head together right now. It's 12 my time. So within the next hour and a half, I'd literally be going through this head. Okay, here we go. Let's see what I can book for Tuesday and Wednesday. Well, after we get off this call in 45 minutes, I got a call at 1. I got a call at 2. I got a call at 3. I have a call at 4. Already booked. They're on my calendar. I mean, they're already booked. So yeah, I'm smiling because I'll be dialing, but it'll be 4 dials that I'll be making and to 4 potential customers. And I got 3 more over the next 2 days. So yeah, I mean, I don't smile like this at noon on Mondays typically.
Awesome.
Have it for a little while.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to see that. That was one of the favorite things about that I took away from the last call was that you were smiling about, just looking at your business different and not dreading. And so I really appreciate you sharing that and hopping on, Greg, today. Thank you so much. And I'm excited to cheer you on because I know you're going to have a boss September because we got your calendar rocking and rolling for today, for you to write some business and close some things. And so I'm excited to see what's in store for you.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. And yeah, I appreciate all that y'all have done so far and looking forward to working with y'all going forward for sure. Definitely. Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Appreciate you.
Well, you have a great day.
All right, you do the same, man. Take care.
Bye-bye.